Hi, welcome to this session on how to create a project plan in MS Project. In this session, we will learn how to create a project in MS Project 2016. We will also learn how to enter tasks and their duration and set up dependencies among those tasks. We will also learn how to view Gantt chart, network diagram, and project calendar, which are produced by MS Project automatically on the basis of the data you provide. Finally, we will also learn how to identify critical path and critical activities in your project. So let's proceed towards MS project. So here is the MS project. You see here, this is the interface. On its menu bar, you find options like file, task, resource, report, project, view, help, format, and on and on. So let's begin with project and then click project information. So you find a dialog box where you put some basic information about the project. For example, the first and the most important thing is what approach of scheduling you are going to use. There are two approaches. The first approach is the most commonly used one, which is scheduling from project start date. In this case, you know the start date, but you are not aware of the end date until entire project plan is at hand. Second approach is used when you have already fixed the project finish date and you plan the project keeping in view the end date, right? So let's begin with the first approach, that is the scheduling from the project start date. Click it OK. Then here you see this column is used for entering task names. Second column is used for entering duration. If you put only a digit, by default it will consider it as a day. However, if you want to specify some other unit, for example week, so then you will have to put here W, digit and W. For example 9W, it would treat as 9 weeks. Then 9M, for example, or 4M. So 4M does not mean that the 4 months, it would treat it as 4 minutes. 4 months have to be for 4 months. So the unit you will have to put 4 MO. And then start date and a finish date, don't bother about these two columns unless you apply some constraints. Then is the predecessor. And so here you put the dependencies among the tasks. And finally, it is the resource name. In this presentation, we will not talk about the resources. So we will limit ourselves to the predecessors here. So let's take an example. Suppose we want to plan a project for training. So first step is the DNA, conducting DNA. And second step is suppose is the designing, then developing training manual, then conducting POT, and then is the invitations to the participants, then is the booking venue, then is procurement of equipment and stationery, some other training material, and multiplication of training material and other things. And then conducting training, then is monitoring training, then is preparing report, training report, right? So then what you need to do is just go back to project and information and put here start date, from which date you want the project to be started. If you don't indicate yourself, so MS project will treat the current date as the start date. So I am opting is as the 1st September as the start date. Click it OK. Okay. Now you see here on the window, so dates have been changed. So so you see the 1st September is visible from here. So let me put now duration. Suppose DNA will take 3 days, designing of training will take 2 days, development of manual will take 4 days, TOT 1 day, invitations 2 days, sorry 2 days, then booking venue 1 day, procurement 4 days, suppose training 5 days, and monitoring will begin the day training starts. So let's consider it also 5 days, and preparation report for 3 days. Now on the Gantt chart side, you see all activities are running parallel, right? Now what I need to do is let me select all these activities and go to the option of the task here. And you see here, we have two options. One is the manual schedule, second one is the auto schedule. Let's put it as the auto schedule. The moment I do it, immediately what you see, start date and finish date automatically appear on the basis of the information which I put right in the beginning. Right? Now let's indicate the predecessors. In predecessor, you indicate the identity number or ID number of the activity, and these are the IDs of each activities. So each activity has a unique ID. So for example, designing of training is depending upon conducting TNA. So what I do here, I put 1. So the moment I put 1, so you see on the Gantt chart side what happens. What happens? A relationship is established between the two activities. So you see here, so this relationship is called the finish to start relationship. And remember, there are 4 types of dependencies or relationships among the activities. The most commonly used one is the finish to start, means when first activity finishes, then second would start. Second type is the SS approach. SS approach means the two activities are connected from the start dates, mean their start dates are linked with each others. Third approach is finish to finish, means no matter when they would start, but their end dates they are linked with each others. Last approach is the start to finish, is the reverse of that one, means reverse of the first one, means when second activity finishes, only then first activity would start. So in fact, it is the same thing as is the case of the finish to start approach, but is just its placement, it's a change of the order. So then is the second one, developing of training manual. So obviously it would be based on the designing of manual. So let me put here too. So you see it is also connected with this one. Third is conducting training, TOT, training of trainers. So it would also depend upon the previous one, that is the developing training manual. So let me put here 3. So you see it's also connected with that one. Then is invitations. Invitation, what I can do, I can start sending invitation to the potential participants of the final training right after completion of the uh, training manual preparations. So let me put it here 3 again. So then booking a venue, it can also be done simultaneously. Let me put here 3 again. Then procurement can also be done simultaneously. Let me put here again 3. And conducting training. So the training cannot be conducted until unless all these activities have been completed, right? So it means TOT has been completed, invitation has been extended, booking has been done, and procurement has been done. Their IDs are 4, 5, 6, and 7. So let me put here 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now what I do, so you see here what happens. So all these activities, they are connected with the succeeding one. So that's the conducting training. So monitoring will begin the day training starts. So its ID is 8. Let me put here 8. But so you see, uh, relationship is here, finish to start. But what I want relationship to be start to start mean the day training starts on the same moment. Monitoring should also start on the same day. Monitoring should also start. So let me change it. So 8 SS. So you see, so the relationship type of relationship has been changed from finish to start to start SS. Right. Finally, it is the preparation of a report. So report would be prepared on the basis of two things. Once training is completed, second monitoring is completed. So let me put here 8, 9. So you see now our project is complete. Right. So this is a way how we create a project plan. Right. Now let's convert this Gantt chart into network diagram. So how we do it? Go to the view, and here you see one option is there, network diagram. Just click it. Just wait. So here we go. So you see this is the network diagram. So you can zoom out. So just to see it, so zoom out and zoom out. Yeah. So you see this is the complete project plan. So let me get it back. Zoom in, zoom in. Here you see in each rectangle, which is meant for a different activity, you see the first information is the name of activity or the task. Second one, the start date. Then is the ID. ID is unique for every activity. Then is finish date. Then is duration. Then is resource. Since we have not yet indicated resources, that's why it is blank in all activities, in all tasks you see here. So you will be surprised. There are some tasks they're in red color and some are in white color, white background. What is the reason? The reason is that all tasks with the red background, they are in fact the critical tasks. So you see, it's also showing the critical path. So then let's convert it into calendar. Just click it. So you see this is the calendar of the project. So day-wise activities are listed here, so you can view on which day which activity is to be executed. Let's get back to the Gantt chart here, and on the Gantt chart, let's find out the critical path. How we do it? Just click format, and in the format, you see one option is the critical tasks. The moment you do it, so all critical activities, they change their color to red. So you see all red colored activities are in fact the critical tasks, and whereas the blue colored activities, they are non-critical activities. So what is the difference between the two activities? Difference is that a critical activity cannot be delayed by even a single day. Big reason, because if any critical activity or critical task is delayed even by a single day, entire project would be delayed by 1 day by same proportion. If any activity on critical path is delayed by 5 days, the entire project will suffer a delay by 5 days. So we cannot afford a delay of any critical activity at all. However, non-critical tasks can be delayed up to some extent. For example, if you look at this activity, so this is the conducting TOT. So the conducting TOT can be delayed up to some date. Secondly, invitations. Extending invitation can also be delayed, and this activity can also be delayed. Right? So this is a way how we identify the critical path. Now let's find out what will be the duration of this particular project, excluding the number of holidays. So how we do it? On format, when you have clicked the format, here you see one option is the project summary task. Just click it. The moment you do it, so you see on the left side a new activity has appeared here, and its ID is 0, and its duration indicates the duration of the entire project. So means this particular project would complete in 21 days, and start date of the project is 3rd September and would complete on 1st October. Right? So there are some other options also, um, many other ones. So we will talk other details in second segment. So thanks for watching.